Hi. Uh, First off, thank you for the hospitality. First time in India, especially in Hyderabad. Uh, Had an opportunity to taste famous Hyderabad biryani. It was good. So thank you. The slide in the back, is my resume to you. This is why I am qualified to be at IGDC. 1,800 hours on Overwatch, 600 hours Hades, 800 hours Division 2, to name a few. Diablo, Call of Duty, Zelda, of course, Candy Crush, God of War, name it. Hi, my name is John Park from Xsolla, and I'm a gamer, like many of you. I'm here to talk about an opportunity for you to make more money, I guess. To be specific, how my company Xsolla can help you expand globally. So by the end of this presentation, there's two key takeaways I would like to deliver to you. So first is about the market. What are those markets beyond India that are attractive to you guys? That's first. And second is that I would like to go ahead and then give you what are the some of the stuff that that you need to consider before you tackle that market. Again, so two key takeaways. Before we start, just a little bit about the company that I work for at OPC. I'm from Xsolla. We are headquartered in LA, USA, and we have offices around the globe. And we started out as a payment gateway, payment processor, but we grew out of it. Now we have many business verticals, back-end tools that can help you build your game, and we also have cloud gaming. We have a marketplace where you can meet up with your investors and publishers and studios. So we are a lot. We also have a lot of clients, bigger clients and smaller clients as well. Triple A studios, including Warner Brothers, Kraken, and Twitch, Roblox, and of course, at the same time, we also work with many indie studios and double studios as well. Shifting gears a little bit, so let's talk about India, the market that you're very familiar with. The India market is very mobile heavy, and a lot of people, and it's been growing. Stats are pretty impressive too. You can see roughly about $9 billion USD for the market size, and it's been growing, and it's expected to grow year over year. So you might ask, um, sorry, those reading notes. Then you might ask, are there any opportunities in the market outside, beyond India, that are more attractive or as attractive as India? The answer is yes, absolutely. I'll give you three examples. The first, South Korea, the country that I'm from. It's the fourth largest video gaming market, roughly about $20 billion USD, very attractive, very similar in profile, very mobile heavy, like India. Second, Germany, quite big, about $10 billion USD market. Um, Brazil is also a good market. Relatively smaller market, about $2.5 billion USD. However, there's a lot of people. Not as many as India, but there's over 100 million gamers out there in Brazil. So just to recap, I just briefly mentioned India, and I also talked about what are those markets that are more attractive or as attractive as India. And I mentioned three countries, right? South Korea, and Germany, and Brazil. And now you might wonder, okay, I get it. There are countries out there, or markets outside beyond India that are more attractive. Then your natural question, the follow-up question would be, then what do we need to do? And what are the stuff that you guys can do to tackle those markets? then I would like to tell you two things that you can consider. The first, localized experience specific, is local payment method. But having that local payment method is critical. That's first. And second is to have direct to consumer strategy. So again, two things I would like to mention. The first, to have localized experience specific, to have local payment method. And second, to have direct to consumer strategy. Now I'm going to go over one by one. This is the math. Let me ask you this. Is UPI important in India? Absolutely. Outside of India, people, do they know about UPI? Not necessarily. But you guys all know about it. Likewise, in South Korea, you can see right there, if you know where that is, it says Post. We have Kakao Pay, we have Toast, we have other local payment methods that are critical for that market, so like UPI or ATM in India. So having that local payment method is critical. Data shows 80% in South Korea and 50% in Brazil and Germany. The market share of that local payment method are significant. Not only the local payment method, a localized experience can also help as well. So, customized checkout, having a checkout page in their local language, and you can customize it so that it's more familiar with those local people. Those are all some ways to maximize your revenue potential. Right? On the side and the back, these are some stuff that you guys can use. Some screenshots. Data points that actually conversion rates will pick up. So again, we briefly talked about the Indian market, the domestic market. And I also mentioned that there are attractive markets outside, beyond India. And I gave you three examples, three countries. If you remember, South Korea, Germany, and Brazil. And then I asked you, hey, then what do we need to do? And what do we need to tackle those markets? And the first was to have that localized experience. To be specific, have to have those local payment methods. Like UPI, ATM, and other markets outside beyond India, they have their own set of local payment methods. To have those is very important. But now you might wonder, why is that so important? And a lot of people, they know about it. Right? Your gamers, your end users, customers, sometimes they have Visa, Master, American Express card, all credit card. But sometimes they don't. Too young, they have those credit cards. Or they just prefer non-credit card methods. So if you don't have that localized local payment method, then you're missing out on those revenue potential. By having those local payment methods, you're tapping into those untapped customer base. Those customers, you're going to have means to pay, buy those goods from your store. But now they do only because you are providing that method. That's why it's so important. The second thing that you might want to consider to tackle those markets is to have direct to consumer strategies. Sounds kind of fancy, but it is not. It's twofold. First, I would like to suggest, not the sweet screen, I would like to suggest first about web shop, having a web shop. The second is about site. So I'll go over one by one. Before I actually go into much detail, I would like to go ahead and briefly mention why is that important? Why is that important to have a direct to consumer strategy? It's mainly because you can lower the fee. And I'll explain how you can lower the fee in Google from iOS to Epic. So web shop. It's fancy, but it's actually nothing more than a mobile-friendly web page your customers and your gamers can come in and buy virtual goods. Simple as that. And data shows that 50% of the Philippine food revenue comes from their website. So we know it works. I won't go into too much of detail, but we have another session, deep dive session tomorrow, hosted by a colleague of mine, sitting right here, Pana, at 12:30. I believe the room number is same place as here. So if you're interested in finding out, what you can do to maximize, to boost your revenue and engagement with your customers, then please swing by. It's going to be a very good session, I promise. So, web shop, right? I mentioned the web shop is, and then we have an in-depth session tomorrow. Another one is side loading. So side loading is basically you have your own APK being distributed by outside of Google Play Store and iOS App Store. And with that APK, you can customize your payment settings and the payment method, and then you can put in something that is to attract more customers. You can do side loading. And then data shows also that side loading actually works. And we have many customers in our portfolio actually doing side loading successfully. So again, just to recap the conversation that I just had, that first, the domestic market. We mentioned that other markets overseas beyond India, it can be attractive to us. And I also mentioned how to tackle those markets. And I mentioned, if you remember, two things. One, to have direct-to-consumer strategy. And the other one was to have a localized experience, localized payment. It was short, but I promised in the beginning of the presentation, I promised two things, two key takeaways, right? I told you the first, hey, what are those markets? Why you need to go beyond, look beyond India. Now, what are the markets out there? Not only India, but outside. So I explained why briefly. And second, hey, okay, now I have a bit more information. What do we need to do? What do you need to do to tackle those markets? I spent 15 plus hours to come here for the first time in India. To have this talk and plus to have 40 plus meetings this week. I would love to meet you in person. We have a booth. I'm mainly here to share the news and share this opportunity for you to take advantage of. So when you actually decide and with your game that you want to take that step forward to, hey, you know what? India is important, but we can do a lot more beyond India. If you decide to want to take that step forward, we would like to go and help you with that journey. So again, we have a booth at S1. So feel free to swing by. I have a name card after this session. Please feel free to come up to me and ask me questions, and I will try to do my best to answer your questions to the best of my knowledge. So again, that's my email address, and that's a QR code to my LinkedIn page. Email me or message me if you want to. Thank you. I will jump hard. Thank you for the hospitality and thank you for your time. And then remember, I'm a gamer. Enjoy it. If you have any questions, I think I still have more time. So if you want to speak up, please feel free to. Or if you're too shy, then I'll just come up to me after the presentation and then I'll try to answer your questions.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, okay. There's a great point.
What I need to be done that integrate your.
I'm sorry, can you speak up?
I mean that as a developer, what I have to do to get testing working in my game.
let me rephrase what you say. As a developer,
what I have to do to get this thing working, like creating an account, setting the government trade
got it.
agreements, like that.
If I understood you correctly.
And one more question.
Sure.
How many, what's the total order of payment settlement? Like user he takes something, purchase something, in how many days it will be credited in my account? And one more question, what are gross revenue and net revenue? How much will be the difference?
I see. I think there's a three questions that I'm hearing. So the first, what do you need to do to join? I guess. Second one was the third one was about what would be the fee.
Yes.
And the second one was
Government.
what was
Government all over the world. Taxes.
oh regulation.
Yes.
Okay. I'll try to answer the question one by one. So first, everything is online. You can actually come to our website, sign up. Everything's online. You will have to either you can apply as an individual or as a company. You likely need to have your game, and we need to actually do the compliance check and application check. And once you're onboarded, then there will be another team who's going to actually communicate with you and they're walking you through step by step. That's first. And the second one, well, let me try to answer the third one first. The fee wise, you're looking at depending on the payment type. Well, let me talk about the Google and iOS and scheme all of these. Yeah, the 30%, you already know that. But if you're actually making a less than $1 million USD per year, you're looking at about 15%. But you're looking at about with us anywhere between 8 to 12%. When I say 8 to 12% out of this number, it's because depending on the payment types, it varies. I'll give you a concrete example. If someone is using a debit card, credit card, or gift card,
They will get visa interest.
yeah. So depending on the country, it also fluctuates. So on average, I say it's anywhere between 8 to 12%, which is going to be somewhat cheaper. Or if you're making $1 million or more USD annually, it will be a lot cheaper. The second question is about the taxes, about the settlement, right? About the settlement. That depends. There are two cases. For the first, that's just regular cases, right? Settlement is anywhere between, if I'm not mistaken, so I have to actually ask the department, but it's annual.
As experience, as my experience, the average time taking is 60 days.
Like yes, you annually between 30 to 60 days. However, when you're actually do the pre-order, meaning that actually selling and selling your game as a pre-order, then there's some extra clauses, meaning that we hold some of the settlement and for your pre-order games, it's only because you're not releasing your game immediately, so that they have to hold some of the settlement. And those are the two cases.
Understand it. Thank you.
Thank you. Did I answer your question?
The government, regulation, and taxes.
Got it. Instead of me going into too much of details, short answer will be we take care of everything on behalf of you. So you don't need to worry about taxes or any paperwork that you need to do with your government entity. We actually do that everything on behalf of you. And then what we do is we just give you the settlement. Basically, we are accepting with the Roblox, we are accepting all the money from their customer, and then we take our fee, and then the rest we just give it to Roblox.
Good.
Did I answer your question?
I mean that 12% included the tax and your fee.
So that one, it's a good question. It's a good question. When you
It's an important and crucial question. That's very important question.
that okay, the first one, I think that depending on the country. So India, there's a VAT of something like that. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so there's a VAT depending on the country. Depending on the country, however, we actually submit the tax on behalf of you. And then later on, then you might ask, okay, we need a proof that you actually paid the tax on behalf of you. We actually generate the document and they give it to you. But again, that's not just to be full transparency. I'm not that department doing that stuff on a daily basis. I can get you in touch with someone who can actually answer your question more accurately. Meaning that how much, what's the percentage, exact percentage, what's the exact settlement amount of time, what's the exact number. If you're looking for that, ping me.
Okay.
Message me, email me, I can actually get you in touch with that person.
Thanks, sir.
Is that enough? Thank you. Please, if you can speak up with your mic, then that would be awesome.
So I understand that being a merchant on record helps the game developers with all the compliances and regulations, taxation, etc. that you just talked about, right? However, from a consumer perspective, what are the challenges does it pose is what I'm trying to understand. Because in the Western world, chargebacks are very common. And if I don't recognize something on my statement, account statement, I might raise a chargeback. Right? So I'm just trying to understand what are the challenges on the other side of the ecosystem where the players might feel, oh, I didn't pay for this, or I mean that's just one chain of thought. But what are the other challenges is also something that I want to ask you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. I honestly, I cannot, at this moment, I cannot think of any challenges from customer's perspective, but I can actually think of some of the benefits from publishers, from a studio side. So I'll give you a concrete example. So, for example, fraud, chargebacks, or anything like that comes up from studios and publishers' point of view, they don't want to deal with those. Yeah. So what they can do is that we actually are the one under the merchant of record model. We are the one. That's word for it. We will go ahead and then talk to the customer first. If they're requesting a refund, they're contacting us, not the studios, not the publishers. We are taking care of all that. And if they're requesting a refund, we do the verification. We're making sure that, okay, is that alleged? Do we have to refund the money? If that's the case, we go ahead and turn around and say, you know what, can we refund the money? We ask the publisher or studio. And then if that's the case, we will refund the money. So that the publishers and studios, they're not the ones answering all the customer inquiries and everything. If they want to, they can. They probably don't want to. That's why we are doing all that. With, as opposed to, let's say, if you're using a regular payment processor, they will not do it for you. If there's any chargeback refund request coming from the customer, payment gateway, say, that's not our problem. Talk to the publisher, talk to the company. If the company says okay, then they will talk to that payment processor to process the refund and the chargeback. So it's more work for them under that model. Yes. Mike, please. Sorry.
I was audible, but I'll just repeat my question. So, since you're on the you're the merchant on record, and you help new game developers launch their games quickly across the world. There are chances that there are a lot of chargebacks or disputes that are raised later on because someone is not satisfied with the games they played, or they did not get the value for their money, etc. Right? So I'm just trying to understand then in that case, does it not pose an additional risk to you guys? And has it ever happened that you reached the thresholds that are decided by Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, etc.?
Sure. So it's a twofold, right? Inside your question, there's a satisfaction. Like if they're satisfied, what they do. Second is the chargeback fraud portion. So first, satisfaction portion is that we actually work very closely with that partner, making sure, okay, if we get a refund request because they're satisfied, what do? We get that instruction from the studio. So that policy is between it's up to them. And then if they want to refund the money, then we refund the money. But at the end of the day, settlement is less money for them. So they get to be settled with that. So that's the first thing. Second, the fraud is slightly different. We actually have an in-house technology for the fraud prevention. But I'll be fully transparent. There's no 100% fraud detection prevention tools out there to be right out. It's all about actually walking that in mind. Give you a perfect example. If you making it too hard, uh, too hard for them to buy anything, fraud rate will drop, but the conversion rate will fall. But vice versa, if you make it easy for them to purchase, fraud rate will spike. So you have to find that line right in between that we want to make it kind of not so easy but not so difficult, but that we want to make sure that that transaction is selected so that we are helping in real time. Actually, we work very closely with. I give you an example. If you know the publisher called Netmarble, it's a very big publisher. It's from Korea. They make money. Transaction, sheer number of volume of transactions that they're having, it's big. So what do? We are working with the Netmarble on a daily basis to make sure that we're walking that in line. We're not making it too easy. We're making it not too difficult, but to reduce, to optimize that conversion rate, at the same time optimize that fraud so that the fraud rate doesn't spike. So again, twofold, right? Satisfaction aspect of it, and the fraud aspect of it. Hope that I answered your question.
You did, and I have a lot of follow-up questions. I'll reach out to you.
Absolutely, please.
Thanks.
Yes, please. I have 4 more minutes, so I can actually take the last question.
Yeah. Hi. So I was late, but I have just one question. Which platforms you support? Only mobile or mobile and PC?
Thank you for that question. Actually, now that I have the opportunity to answer that question, um, all except for console. So we don't do Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, but any other PC, mobile, and all. We serve everything.
And what countries?
In what countries? Um, Globally, I think there is only a handful of countries that we don't service, we don't operate, but our coverage, what I can say, is probably the largest.
China, Japan,
Absolutely.
Korea.
Absolutely. If you're wondering what we can do, is I can even make it even better for you. If you actually send me that LinkedIn message or email, your top 5 countries, your target countries, what I can give you is I can send you all the payment methods that is available for that top 5 countries of yours, and I can send you the rates and what kind of payment method that's available. Not because I think that's a good information to have, so that you know what are the payment methods are available for that top 5 countries of your region. So I can do that after you send me that.
So I already sent the connection.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Again, like I said, thanks for all the questions. I think that question was an opportunity for me to actually elaborate, articulate, and answer your question. Thank you for the hospitality, of course, and